No, my boy!
Father, help!
Alright. I just saw a piece of plastic fell in there. Now I gotta find it. As you saw, a piece of plastic fell in there, so it's right there. I'm going to locate some needle nose pliers, and I know I have needle nose pliers, but I just can't locate it. I have those pliers, but that's not good enough, so I'm gonna need some needle nose, which I can't find at the moment. But I know I have it. I know it's in here somewhere. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and just move on with today's itinerary, which is cleaning this off. And yes, I am using a garbage can because I do not have I don't have a workable workstation. Alright, so instead of you just listening to me rambling as I clean the rock cover and the timing cover, I'm just going to go ahead and just take the opportunity and just basically explain everything and also do a parts explanation, because I realized I never did one. Well, not one properly. So, and also I'm going to also use this opportunity to address some inconsistency. For the inconsistency, that's basically on me. I started this halfway through the job. I had basically no script, no directions, and I had no idea what I was doing. And basically, I have recorded this like multiple times, and I just decided to take the best ones and like put it together in a video. But pretty much after this one, the videos will be like more coherent, more consistent. But that explains the kind of an inconsistency. But as for the parts, I'm going to tell you all the parts that I've used up to this point, because there are more parts that I did use later on in the video, which I will explain as they occur. But the main one we're going to go ahead and focus is the torque strut mount, the VVT gear, which is the cam phaser on the intake side, the rocker arms, the lifters, and the gaskets. And I want to let you know right now that I have gotten everything from Rock Auto. I did get ahead, of course, before I went ahead and did that, I went ahead like looked around to see if I could go in and get something like better, mainly from the dealer. So I got prices for the dealer and part numbers, and I got prices and part numbers from AutoZone. And I will tell you this: the price difference between the three is enormous, without a doubt, enormous. So basically, what you're gonna see on the screen is just basically like a chart with the three retailers and the parts, along with the part numbers and the prices. First off will be the torque strut mount. Now the torque strut mount I got from Rock Auto. Its part number is Alpha 62062, and that it was for $24.79. For AutoZone is $56.99 and the dealer is $72. So if you're curious about for AutoZone, part number is 9588. And for the dealer, the part number is 12363 0 Victor 070. Now for the VVT gear, and for this I like, and this is the reason I went for Rock Auto. For the VVT gear or the cam phaser or the intake gear or however you want to call it, the part brand I got is dormant, and the part number is the same for both Rock Auto and AutoZone, which is 917-258. On Rock Auto, they sell it for $114.79. AutoZone is for a clean, even $200. Now, as for the dealer has it for $363.19. Now, I could go ahead and say, like, you know what? Given the fact that it is a critical part of the engine, I could go to the dealership and get it for $363.19. But it is a very old car. Well, it's old, but it's not that old. Well, it's old in terms of mileage because it has like 303,000 miles, and it's a 2011. So you know for sure this car was driven a lot. So, and also at the same time trying to save money here because I'm trying not to spend a lot of money on this vehicle because of the age. So I opted to go for the Rock Auto because it's cheaper, and at the same time it's made by Dorman, and Dorman is also being carried by AutoZone. So if I can get the Dorman part for cheaper, I'll do it that way. Now for rocker arms, that's going. Now for the rest, for the rocker arms and the lifters, that is going to be a bank breaker. And why I say that? Because the prices will differ like dramatically. For the rocker arms on Rock Auto, they sell a pack of 4 for $379. For a set of 4. So for all 16 is $15.88, and the part number is Echo Romeo 0104. For AutoZone, it is $12.99 for each rock arm. So for all 16, it's $207.84, and the part number is MR-906. So you can see already a dramatic price increase between the two retailers. And then for the dealer, so the part number is 13801-0P010 for $54.69 a piece. So times that by 16, you're looking at $875.04. It's kind of obvious which route I took. I went with, and if you have against it, I went with Rock Auto. Now, was it necessary for me to replace the rocker arms? No. But I did it just because. Because I do not want, because like my intention is I don't want to do the same job twice. Without a doubt. Now the next one is the lifters. For Rock Auto, they sell a set of 8 for $10.82 a piece. So for 2 boxes together, I'm looking at $21.64. And the part number is 367082. For AutoZone is the only one that has a set of 16 are ready to go, but it is $1215.99, and the part number is LKF16312. Now for the dealer, part number is 13750-31030, and it's out for $36.53 a piece. Now logic would say, just go ahead and replace the bad ones. Save costs. However, if 4 of them went bad, the other 12 will go bad as well. So I say, screw it, replace them all. But if I were to get it from a dealer, I'm looking at $584.48. So you can see already how much money I'm going to spend just by going through the dealer. And it's not to say that, the dealer is bad or anything. It's just like the price is, again, it's very high for me. Like literally very high. And already with the prices from the dealer, like with my local tax, which is 7%, I'm looking at $1,894.71. And that's just with those four parts alone, and that doesn't include labor and whatever insulating whatever add-ons that would occur if something were to break or something that that deserves to be addressed. But we'll find it out. They would say like, A, your CV axle needs to be replaced, and they probably would say like, A, your both your tensioners are bad or getting bad, so that needs to be replaced. So you can imagine already that price would have been like easily in the 3,000s, more or less. Now for the timing cover gasket or the front cover gasket. Now the front cover gasket varies from Rock Auto and AutoZone because one has more than the other, but one is cheaper than the other. So for Rock Auto, the part number is JV5185 and is $36.79 for the set, and it comes with the three oil rings for the oil pump, the front crank seal, the timing chain tensioner bracket, and also comes with a new gasket for the service plug that's on the timing cover that gives you direct access to the intake camshaft bolt. And also with that comes with a new RTV or gasket maker. And I will say that gasket maker stinks. Like, it really stinks. It smells like vinegar. But that's besides the point. And that's what it comes with. Now, the one from AutoZone, you're getting the same thing. However, for cheaper, you're not getting the tensioner bracket and you're not getting the RTV. You just get all the other gaskets that I mentioned, but no timing cover on no timing tensioner bracket, no RTV. And it's out for $32.99, and the part number is TCS 46168. So as you can see, if I would go ahead and total it up all of it so far with AutoZone, you're looking at $713.80. And for Rock Auto, $213.89. Now, this does not include the additional stuff that I got later, which I did went ahead and replace the power steering tensioner pulleys. Not the tensioner itself. I replaced the pulleys. I replaced the water pump for it. Did I need to change the water pump? No, but I did it anyways because it is original. And I also replaced the two belts. I didn't add those to the list because I consider that preventive maintenance. So the water pump, everyone has their particular brand of where they want to go to or like what brand they want to get their water pump from. So I'm not going to include that. For the belts, I'm not going to include that either because everyone has their particular brand of belts. The belts I do have on the vehicle is the Gates belt, and do not ask me how much it is because I don't remember at the time of me recording this. And then also at the same time, the water pump, I got that from Duralast. It's Duralast, and I got that from AutoZone. Normally, I'll probably get it somewhere else, or I can go ahead and try to get a dealer, but I need to get the car on the road as quickly as possible. So that's why I went with a Duralast. If not, I would have went straight to the dealer, place the order, and I would have waited for it to come in. Now to address the last part, which is why would I torture myself in doing this particular job? As you said it a few times already, you have no idea what you're doing, which I don't. But you still did it anyways. Why would you take on this task on your own? And I'm going to tell you just one thing and one thing only. It's money. It's mainly money. If I were to take it to the dealership, I would just give them an open credit card and just have them just run off my pockets like a BMW. They would have taxed me every single which way. I could have somebody else do it for me. I could have I could give it to a buddy of mine who has a shop. I can have him do it for me, and most likely probably would have charged me maybe at least $1,000 in labor. But I'll get the car a whole lot sooner because without a doubt he'll have the engine lift and he'll be able to just to take the engine out and be done with it like within like maybe 2-3 days versus 4 months. Yeah, you heard that right. 4 months. It literally took me 4 months to get this done. Why it took me 4 months? Mainly it's because of my scheduling, and at the same time also, again, lack of knowledge, because I have no directions on how to go, especially when it comes to the timing cover. No one really has any clear-cut solutions on how to take the timing cover off from the engine while the engine is still within the car. Everything else, you're able to see them take the cover off with the engine out, but not with the engine in. And if there are ones that show how to take the timing cover off, is with that particular engine, but on a Highlander. Highlander is a whole lot easier than the Camry. So that's basically it. Now with that, my dad could go ahead and get this car and give it to somebody he knows, but I don't trust nobody. And especially if it takes it to Pep Boys, I definitely do not trust them. Yes, they've burned me once. Well, not once. They burned me twice already. And I'm not going to get burned again. Yeah, so that's just all the information I want to go ahead and share regarding this video. This project so far. So, if I haven't said it before, I'll say it now. Thank you for watching the video. And without a doubt, continue with me on this journey as I continue to fix this Camry. And catch you on the next one. Peace.